Hi guys! Today I have a really delicious healthy recipe for you. It's kind of like baked stuffed potato, but a healthy version of it with a lot of vegetables and a lot of flavor. So let's get started with the recipe. To start with, you want to prep the sweet potatoes. So I've washed the skin well and I have them over a baking paper or parchment paper, and I'm just gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil and also a little bit of salt, and then you just want to kind of rub it in. And then you will take each of the sweet potatoes and just pierce it with a fork. This will help the air to come out while it's baking. And then you want to bake them as instructed in the recipe, and as always, the recipe can be found, or the link to the recipe can be found in the description box. I have here all the ingredients for the tomato salsa, but you can make a few things a little bit different, or you can leave some things out. So the olives are optional. If you don't like olives, then you can leave those out, and also the sweet corn, if you don't want to use it, then you can also leave that out. The chili is there to add a little bit of spiciness, but if you prefer it not spicy, then also leave out the chili. So the basic ingredients are the tomatoes and the onion and the coriander. But I know not everyone is a fan of coriander, so you could also substitute that with parsley or with some other greens that you like, and then just make the salsa with the tomato, with the onion, and with the greens. First, we want to start with the tomatoes, so I'm just gonna halve them and then chop them finely so that I have these kind of little pieces, as this is going to be our topping. Then you can add the tomatoes to your bowl. I'm using only half of the chili because I don't want it to be really spicy, and I'm also gonna halve it first and then slice it finely, so I have really small bits of those chili in my salsa. And then I have one medium red onion. For this part, I'm only gonna use half of it. So first I'm gonna peel it and half it, and we're just gonna use half for the tomato salsa. And you want to finely chop the onion as well. And then I have my olives here. Since I'm using olives with stone, they need to be destoned first, and then I'm just chopping them finely as all of the rest of the ingredients. Then you can add the olives and also the sweet corn to your salsa. And as the last thing, we're going to chop the coriander. So I'm just removing the stalks and then chopping it really finely. And then also adding it into the rest of the ingredients. And then I'm gonna season it and also add in the olive oil. So about 1 tablespoon of olive oil, just a little salt because the olives are quite salty, and some freshly ground black pepper. And then you just want to mix it through, and it's ready to go on the sweet potatoes. Really beautiful and colorful. And for my avocado topping, I have the avocado here. Just going to remove the skin. And I'm just gonna roughly chop it because we are gonna mash it in a bit. And you just want to add it to your bowl and just mash it with a fork. It doesn't need to be like a really fine puree, but just that it's kind of all mashed a little so that you can use it as a topping. So like this, I left it chunky on purpose because that's how I like it, but if you like it more even, then you can also just mash it until it's nice and smooth. And then I have 1 organic lime, and we are gonna use the juice of a half a lime to ensure the guacamole or the avocado topping stays green. But because I don't want to waste the skin, I'm also gonna grate in the skin to add a little bit extra flavor. And then in goes the juice. Just about half. And before I continue adding the rest of the ingredients, I'm just gonna work in that juice so it starts doing its magic already and the avocado doesn't start turning brown. Then we need the second half of the red onion, and same as with the salsa, I'm gonna chop it finely. And then you can add in the onion, season with some salt and some black pepper, and then just give it a final mix. And that's your avocado topping ready as well. And then I have my sweet potatoes still warm out of the oven. I'm just gonna cut through it. It's nice and soft. Gonna slightly remove the skin here from the top. Careful, it's really hot. And then I'm just gonna mash it a little bit with a fork. Just to make it a little bit easier to eat once I have the toppings there. And then this is something optional, so you can keep it vegan and leave this out. But I'm just gonna add a little bit on top, and if you do this, you want to do this while it's still nice and warm. Then my other two toppings. So I'm gonna add in the salsa, tomato salsa, really generously. And then also about a spoonful of the avocado topping. Really nice and colorful, and you can still garnish with a little bit of coriander on top if you like. So as I mentioned in the recipe, you can make this vegan, so just leaving the cheese out, or also if you want to add the cheese, you can add that, and you can also add a little bit of sour cream if you like. So there are a couple of ways you can adjust the recipe. I really enjoyed making these, and I must say, they were really delicious. I love the combination of the sweet potato with the salsa, which is a little bit of salty because of the olives, and then the creaminess of the avocado kind of just makes it all perfect. So all of the flavors work together really beautifully. If you like vegetables and if you're looking for some light lunch or dinner options, this is a perfect recipe for that. I even think that you can bake a batch of the sweet potatoes and then just rewarm them to use for this kind of dinner or lunch recipe. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe, and if you did, don't forget that thumbs up for support. And also, if you're new to my channel, then you can subscribe right now And if you tap the bell, you won't miss any of the new recipes and videos. Thank you for watching my video. Bye bye until next time.